We're definitely getting AI features with upcoming iOS update because on top of Apple purchasing a bunch of AI companies, they are in the talks with companies like OpenAI and Google to implement their technology in some of their upcoming features. Plus, we finally have a new release date on these upcoming iPad models that we've been expecting for a while. So we're gonna talk about what to expect and when to expect them. Plus, Apple is working on a brand new product that could soon replace your Apple Watch and help you live a much better, healthier lifestyle. And we're gonna take a look at all the newest iPhone 16 rumors. Whew. Let's hop into it. Get it? Hop, like, because the Easter Bunny is gonna hop as it's bringing candies to the kids. Yeah, I'll see myself up. Smartphone hardware has become boring in the most recent years because one of the things that people make fun of is the fact that they released a new phone every single year. Like the 12 looked exactly like the 13, almost exactly like the 14, the 15, and so on and so forth. But it's not just Apple, because even Galaxy too have no other options, because with the new S24, it's a more lesser advanced than the old S23, because the S23, one of the biggest features they were hyping up is the fact that you can zoom to the moon with their 10x camera. However, Galaxy saw that it wasn't being used as much as they had anticipated, so they had to backtrack to the 5x that we got with the iPhone 15 Pro. So with this being said, there's only so far, or there's only so much innovations you can do to a smartphone because they're already so good. So they do everything they were meant to do. Because think, what else are you gonna need your phone for? Phones are supposed to be used for communication, stream the web, access all your social media or any other applications, play games, take amazing pictures and videos. But on top of that, there is only so many features you can pack into them to try to keep innovating. And it seems like Apple came to these realizations way back, because ever since like the iPhone 12, once they went back to the iPhone 4 design with the box shape, it's been the same almost. It's always the camera's improved, batteries improved, newer processor. It's always tiny little improvements here and there, because like I said, you can only take these features so far. There's only so much or so many innovations you can make to the smartphone, because it's already crazy good as it is, which is one of the biggest reason why people don't really update their phones as they used to back in the past. Because I remember when the iPhone 4 was introduced, I was like, I have to get it. Oh, it's so much better, it has Siri. And then when the iPhone 5 came out, same thing. iPhone 6, I was always intrigued with the newer device. But recently I had just updated from the iPhone 12 to the 15. And to be honest, I didn't really notice that much a difference from the two devices. Yeah, and this is not to say that Apple is not really innovated. It's here to say that they have been making great devices, because even if I was still using my iPhone 12 right now, it's still gonna provide me with everything that I ever need. The camera is amazing, the processor is still superior, the battery life wasn't even really that bad, even though the phone was 3 years old. So in order to keep you hooked to their devices, it seems like smartphone manufacturers are turning into the software. They're trying to do whatever they can to pack up their software updates with as many features as possible. And it seems like more and more smartphone manufacturers have made peace with it, because all the big companies, they're not really innovated. I mean, we saw with the Galaxy, with the introduction of the S24 line, it was the S23 with AI. And they're not the only ones to do it, because Apple is hopping on that bandwagon. They have always avoided using the term artificial intelligence into any of their product, because I think the only product that they really used the word AI in was their M1 MacBook Air, but I could be wrong. However, Apple had always used machine learning in place of artificial intelligence in any of their presentation. Whether it was a brand new processor that they developed, they never really use the term artificial intelligence, but they were always using words like machine learning. However, it seems like Apple is shifting from that mentality, because even Tim Cook, in one of his most recent interview, he said that Apple has reached a breakthrough through generative AI and they can't wait to share it with us. So Apple is currently working on artificial intelligence, because even just like I said in my last video, after the Apple Car project was canceled, majority of the engineers that were working on it were moved to go work on the artificial intelligence sector. However, it seems like this research is not going as fast as Apple had hoped, because Apple has been talking to different companies like Generative AI, which is the company that owns ChatGPT, and Google, to try to implement some of their generative AI feature into their upcoming devices. But recently we heard that Apple is not just in the talks, but they're almost at a point to where they're striking a deal with Google to use their Gemini into their upcoming cloud AI features. Yeah, so like we know, Apple likes to purify a product or a feature before they can put it out there. So they're not the ones who's just gonna put it out there for the people to have the feature, but they're gonna try to work on it and try to purify it before they can release it. And them working with Google is kind of funny, since Gemini is being out just recently. Google has had to apologize because Gemini's image generator apparently was being racist in short. So pretty much every time they asked it to generate an image of a public figure, for example like George Washington, it would not give you an image of George Washington being white, but it would bring him as a black person. So Google put out an apology saying like, hey, Gemini image generator got it wrong. So they had to put a pause on it so they can work on it to try to better improve it. So Apple working with them is gonna be very interesting. But what's beauty about it, it's the fact that they're only using Gemini, whether they use Gemini or ChatGPT, it will only be used for cloud AI features. So everything that's going to run your device is not going to have to rely on Google's Gemini or ChatGPT from OpenAI, because Apple recently purchased Darwin AI, which is an AI company that specializes in artificial intelligence that run on the device rather than having to rely on the cloud or a server that it's stored somewhere, which is awesome, because Apple having artificial intelligence or AI features that's running on the device, not only is it going to be secure, but it will also be faster, because instead of having to communicate with a separate server, everything's going to be processed on your device, which is better than anybody has it at the moment. Another thing that really showed us that Apple is really trying to develop a model or an artificial intelligence model that would be running on device. A couple of days ago, Apple purchased the research paper of a new model that they call MM1 that can be used to generate text and images. So think when you're texting or sending out an email, it can fully auto-complete your sentences. Or if you're trying to create a picture of something, you can just simply ask it and everything is going to be processed fully on your phone, which is groundbreaking. In addition to that, it's also rumored that they saw this new model answering questions like what we get with ChatGPT or Gemini, which is insane to have such a big technology that's being processed on a small device like your iPhone. Imagine all the improvements they're gonna do to Siri or everything else. I'm super excited. Hopping over to new products. Yeah, I'll stop. Anyways, jumping over to brand new product from Apple. Apple is rumored to be working on a brand new smart ring, because recently we got a rumor from Electronics Times saying that Apple is speeding up development on a brand new smart ring that is consisted of health related features. Anyways, this ring would operate in the same way the Apple Watch does. It would track things like heart rate, activities, sleep, respiratory rate, and then use this information to provide better insight on your sleep habits and health improvements. Hey, I know what you're saying. we already have an Apple Watch that can do all this. Why would we have to buy a brand new product that does the same thing? I think one of Apple's main focus is the fact that a ring is much more comfortable to wear than the Apple Watch, especially for activities like sleep tracking. Because think, whenever you go to sleep, what's more comfortable, having your watch on your wrist or just your ring? The ring, you won't even have to think about it. Plus, with the Apple Watch, you do have to worry about charging it so often, which a ring would eliminate it, because it's rumored that this ring would have a week-long battery life, which would be super, super awesome. Personally, I think it would be awesome. I can see myself purchasing one of these to better improve my sleep tracking and so much more. But Apple is not the only company that has thought of this, because companies like Aura have been in the play for more than 5 years. And currently they're the biggest supplier of smart rings. But it seems like other companies or big manufacturers like Apple or Samsung are seeing what they're doing, because even Samsung is rumored to be releasing their own version of the smart ring this year. However, what I think is going to separate the Apple ring from the competitor, it's the price. So I'm thinking if Apple can keep the price low enough, they should be able to win over a bunch of customers, because they're going to be already in the Apple ecosystem that everybody loves. Because people are not going to have to worry about paying $500 and then another subscription of $6 to $7 like Aura currently do. But regardless to that, I really love it. I feel like this is a product that's going to change the world, and since it's so focused on health features, I think it's going to be super, super popular, and people are really going to love it. When it comes to release date, it's really too early to tell, but we're going to wait for Apple to make the announcement. But I highly doubt it's going to be anytime soon, because like we know how Apple likes to operate. They probably going to wait for Samsung to release their version of the ring, see how people are liking it. If it's super popular, I can see them releasing maybe sometime next year, but no one really knows, and we just have to wait for Apple to make the announcement. Jumping over to iPads, the biggest question is, when can we expect these iPads? Because leakers here and there have been saying that we're supposed to be getting them. At first it was supposed to be this week, and then they updated the date to next week on the 26th, or the week of the 26th, or they were supposed to be announced on the 26th and then be released 7 days later, which is typically how Apple does it. But Mark Gurman has come out and say, no, that's not true. There's no way they're being released on the 26th, because they're running into some trouble updating their latest software, which is iPad OS 17.4. And Mark Gurman do believe that once they fix that bug, it's going to take some time for them to send it to the manufacturer, where they are in China right now, and then send them to different supplier. And that's a process that normally takes 2 weeks, which is the reason why Mark Gurman is out here saying that there's no way we're getting him next week. However, he does think that we're going to get him at sometimes around mid-April. Apple is still gonna do a press release with these iPads, and I'm really excited to get my hands on one. So starting with the iPad Pro, it's rumored that the screen size is rumored to be big. The physical size is supposed to be getting slimmer, but the screen is supposed to be getting a little bit bigger, because Apple has utilized a new screen technology that allows the bezel to be much smaller, to the fact where we will notice it. When it comes to processor, these Pro iPad models will have the M3, and then it's rumored that the M2 processor will be left over for the iPad Air line. Speaking of the iPad Air, the biggest change that we're going to see, or the biggest difference that we're going to see in this product line, is the fact that it's going to come in 2 different models right now. Currently we only have the 11-inch, but it's rumored that Apple will also include a 12.9-inch iPad Air. I can see this larger iPad Air being really popular for someone who really likes having that huge, that big screen, but it's not really trying to go for the Pro line, or they don't really want to use all the Pro features that it's going to be consist of. Plus, it is rumored that the prices for this iPad Pro will jump, especially with the newer display technology, or everything that's going to be included in it. By how much, it's kind of up for debate. We have people who are saying the 11-inch will start at $1,500 and the 13-inch will start at $1,800, which would be ridiculous. However, I don't think that's realistic, because another leakers said that we could be getting these iPads for just a $160 increase, which would be so much more friendlier than ridiculous $1,500 or $1,800 price. These iPads will come with a brand new redesigned Magic Keyboard with a brand new Apple Pencil. However, I'm super excited. I can't wait to get my hands on one. Now, running over to AirPods, Apple is limiting the options for AirPods to just AirPods, AirPods Pro, and AirPods Max. With the regular AirPods, it's rumored that Apple is going to cut down the stem to kind of match that Pro design. So instead of having the long stem AirPods, they will all feature that shorter stem that we see on the AirPods Pros. On top of the design, it's rumored that Apple will finally bring noise cancelling to regular AirPods, which I think will be a super popular features. With AirPods Pro, the only thing that's really changing is the internals. Apple's rumored to be designing a brand new W chip for them, which would bring sound improvement and so much more. But another rumor that I don't think is really going to happen this year, it's rumored that Apple is going to try to design little macro cameras on the iPads. That would be on the outside, obviously. That would be on the outside, and then it would kind of look at the environment that you're in to improve sound quality. So whether you're outdoor running, it would provide a sound that's tailored to the environment, which would be mind-blowing. With AirPods Max, we're really not getting that much changes because the only update we're getting is the fact that it's going to be charged with USB-C instead of Lightning. It's rumored that Apple might drop a few extra colors here and there to try to encourage people to buy it, but seems like Apple's not making any further improvements, which is kind of sad. Now, finishing with the iPhone, all the models will have this brand new capture button, which can be used to be capturing different things. That's what we're hoping for. So anyways, this is going to be a touch sensitive button that can be used to zoom in and out and capture different moments. And Apple is changing the orientation of the camera on the entry-level models to the vertical buttons. I do believe Apple is making these changes to try to promote or give all their iPhones the ability to take these special videos that can be viewed on the Vision Pros. With the Pro line, it's rumored that the smaller model will have the new 5x camera that is currently only on the iPhone 15 Pro Maxes. But I'll be sure to keep you up with all their latest as we get closer to the release dates. However, I do want to thank every single one of you guys for the love you've been showing me, for liking my videos, commenting, and subscribing. Thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe. I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop with everything that's happening in Apple land, tech, and so much more. And yeah, catch you in the next one.